Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again with another Last of Us video, talking about The Last of Us HBO Season 2. Season 2 of The Last of Us is soon to be coming our way within a month, so there's still plenty of speculations and discussions to be made surrounding on how Last of Us HBO Season 2 will delve into Last of Us Part 2 story for the TV series. We know the second season is going to be making some changes for the TV show itself, still sticking to the game's themes and plot, but also exploring new storylines and even characters we have yet to be introduced to in the Last of Us world. There's plenty to talk about when it comes to the series, but for now, I just want to talk to you all about some recent news that came out about a week ago on the Last of Us HBO series, and the possibility that we may get more seasons after Season 2. So about a week ago, an HBO executive was interviewed by Deadline discussing about their latest shows for the network, kind of just going over a few updates on their upcoming HBO shows and what to expect. But when talking about The Last of Us HBO, this is what they had to say. We don't have a complete or final plan, but I think it's looking like 4 seasons. I wouldn't want to confirm that, but it's looking like this season, and then 2 more seasons, and after this, we're done. With that said, The Last of Us HBO still hasn't been renewed for Season 3 or 4 yet, but no doubt we should be seeing an announcement during the airing of Season 2 or after Season 2's finale. The Last of Us HBO showrunner Craig Mazin has already stated of needing more seasons for The Last of Us HBO in order to cover everything from Last of Us Part 2 story. I mean, yeah, it makes total sense. It's pretty well known that The Last of Us Part 2 is a very long game, no doubt, being a max 25 plus hour game that will definitely need plenty of time to be covered into multiple seasons for the show, especially when you're flipping between Ellie and Abby's stories, so multiple seasons will be perfect for that. Now, with all that said, yeah, we kind of knew that The Last of Us HBO would probably be needing more additional seasons, but I do want to discuss about why this is a good thing. For starters, The Last of Us HBO Season 2 is set to only have 7 episodes this season, compared to Season 1 having 9 episodes. That's not a lot. Season 1 was a more compact story. The pacing was pretty straightforward, similar to the first Last of Us game. It follows the same storyline as the first game, but with some minor changes like, of course, the Bill episode, or having Sam as a death character for the TV series specifically. But when it comes to Season 2, on the other hand, that will be when things get way more complicated, especially with the huge plot itself, the multiple side characters that are going to be introduced for the first time in the show. It's basically going to be impossible to make The Last of Us Part 2 into only one season, so having multiple seasons will benefit the TV show in general. It does feel strange knowing that Season 2 will only be 7 episodes, especially with how insanely huge Part 2 story is. But with the high budget of episodes and the changes to the story to fit in a more TV format, I think it'll make more sense once we see all 7 episodes for Season 2, and we get to see the finale of Season 2 and where the show goes from there. I honestly have no idea where Season 2 will be left on, but I don't think it'll be during the theater fight between Ellie and Abby. That's practically near the end of the game. I think that's too soon to be right there. That might be saved for the 3rd or 4th season most likely. We still have yet to know who's going to be playing as Lev and Yara in the TV series. It appears they haven't been casted yet, as far as we know. They could be saving them for the show itself. We don't know who they are, who's playing them. But I do think Season 3 will focus more on Abby's character, so that the show can focus on her and her side of the story. I don't know, that's just my guess. We know the show will do stuff differently, and we'll go back and forth between flashbacks and present time, so it's all really a guessing game at the very moment, but that's just what I think. Another thing to remember is that once we get to Season 3 or Season 4 of the show, this will be it, at least for now. As they stated, once they're wrapped up with another season or 2, they will be done for the show. Now obviously, we know that isn't true. The Last of Us is an ongoing franchise for PlayStation and Naughty Dog, and Neil has already gone on and mentioned about the possibility of one more Last of Us game in the series from the Grounded Part 2 documentary about a year ago. But as we know right now, Naughty Dog is currently working hard on their new IP, Intergalactic, so we won't be seeing them for a bit. But with The Last of Us HBO having multiple seasons, I think this is what Naughty Dog is planning to do. Well, right now, we're still on The Last of Us HBO Season 2, coming out very soon, and with Naughty Dog working on their new IP, Intergalactic, right now, once Intergalactic is out, I think by that time we will have Last of Us HBO Season 3 and later 4, and with Naughty Dog finally releasing Intergalactic out into the world, with the HBO show going on, this will give them the time they need to work on The Last of Us Part 3. I know it's just a crazy theory to think about, but It would make sense with The Last of Us Part 2 being a very long game. It'll allow HBO to expand The Last of Us with multiple seasons for Part 2 story, while Naughty Dog is working on the next installment in the Last of Us franchise. Obviously, they're still hard at work with Intergalactic first, so the whole team is currently hard at work with that game at the very moment, so I do have to think that Neil and the team have a very early draft on the story for Lost Part 3, but of course, they aren't going to be working on that for a while until Intergalactic has shipped and it's out. But this will definitely give the studio some time to work on Intergalactic, finish that up, and then start on the next Last of Us game, while the HBO is finishing up Last of Us Part 2 story into the multiple seasons that it'll have. And then eventually, when we get the new Last of Us game, the HBO series will return for at least another season or two, so likely a season 5 or 6 to finish up that series. But alright guys, that is it for this video. Just want to give you my thoughts on The Last of Us HBO having multiple seasons and where that could lead to with the series itself, and also Naughty Dog as well on what they're making next after Intergalactic. That's it for this video. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe for more Last of Us, Naughty Dog, Intergalactic videos. Be sure to also follow the socials as well. Links in the description below as usual. But until next time, I will see you guys later.